Okay, I had a thing happen yesterday, a video that I uploaded that one on the turkeys that I didn't intend to upload. Now this has happened once before. There was one where I was dual wielding 45s and I was just playing with that video and somehow it got uploaded and I don't realize it until I start getting comments. And that's what happened with this. I actually wasn't going to upload it. Well, I uploaded it, but my thought was I was just going to delete it because I wasn't happy with the video. You know, the quality of the video, because it was done with this phone. And I'm really not fond of videos done with phones. The cameras really aren't very good on them. They're acceptable. It's a deal. Well, it's a camera that you have with you, instead of lugging. This is what I normally use. I've got a couple of these Nikons. That's what this is being done on. I use these all the time. But if I'm carrying this phone, this one does acceptable video. So I will sometimes use this one. Like I say, it's the camera that you have with you. But this particular phone, this is a Droid Max 2. And the battery life on it is very poor. Always has been. Compared to, this is the original Droid Max. They're both Motorola phones. This thing has got exceptional battery life. I'm talking just days. They've got a huge battery in them. But the cameras are rather poor. So I don't normally do video, but I happened to have this one with me yesterday because the battery on this one was dead, so I just put my SIM card into this one. That's what I do. I can juggle at one. I've got a SIM card for Verizon that I have unlimited data on, so I can use it on either of these phones. I use it on this Lenovo tablet. I use it on both of my ThinkPads. The one card I can just move around. Well, so I had stuck the card in this one yesterday and had it with me because this is a good phone, but it's not a good camera. This one is an excellent little computer, a little portable computer, but it's a really crappy as a phone. And like I said, it's got horrible battery life. Always has had since the day I got it. That's why I went after my Droid Max went bad, my first one. Jake, you're going to get away here, and I know you're going to hit the tripod. So I went and got this Max 2. Well, it's not nowhere near the phone that this is. So I went and got another one of these off of eBay, because they don't make them anymore, but there's still new ones available. And like I say, as a phone, this is a great phone. But I happened to have this one with me yesterday. I did that video on the turkeys. And then I looked at the video and it was, for some reason it's got trouble dealing with the light. It's constantly getting bright, dim, so I don't like to use this one for video. But it was what happened to have with me. But I wasn't going to put that video public. But it did it on its own for some reason. I uploaded it, and it just went public. And I didn't realize it until comments started coming in, much like the dual wielding 45 one. So that's something the guys got to be aware of, if you're doing them on the phone. That, I'm sure there's settings in the YouTube thing, and maybe this one is defaulted to the upload and make public deal right away, but. So that's how the comments got left open. It was because of this phone. And like I said, I didn't realize it until the comments came in. Well, then I ditched. I was going to just ditch the video, but the comments had already come in. So I figured, well, okay, I'll leave it up and I'll drop that video later. Because, it's just a little short story thing, and like I said, the quality wasn't what I thought was acceptable. I'd much sooner, if we're going to put up a video, put up a better video, which means having this camera with me, or one of these. I got two of them. This See, it's kind of a funny deal. Like, I've always had Motorola phones, except for one little short stint I did with BlackBerry, which was all right too. I mean, if BlackBerry would have worked out, that'd have been fine. But I like the Android operating system, except for the Google influence. Because Motorola got bought up by Google, their phone division. And like I say, I've always had ThinkPads. And ThinkPad got bought up by Lenovo, the personal computer division of IBM. Well, so it's a combination of now Lenovo owns the rights to the ThinkPad, and they also bought the Motorola phone thing. So now everything I've got is Lenovo. So then I went and bought this little tablet, which again is Lenovo, but running Android operating system, which would be fine if it wasn't so damn Google centric. You know, Android was great, or had a great potential, until Google got their hands on it and turned it into this big advertising scheme. But anyway, I thought I'd explain. That's how it happened. I happened to be using this phone because it happened to be with me, and it did that automatic upload and make public thing. I don't like to do that. I don't normally do that. And like I say, I don't like really doing them videos with phones. You can do just so much better job with these. But that's what happened, and I'll leave that video up for a while, and then I'll take it down. But it's something the guys got to be aware of, you know, that you got to be careful what you're videoing, because it could end up being public without you knowing it if you're doing it with a phone. If you're doing it at least with a camera, you got a chance to work with it. But right on a phone, you know, depending on your Google settings, because the problem, you know, like I say about comments. Okay, I use that same SIM card for all of these, plus 2 other laptops I have. And what'll happen, like say, if I put up a video like this, now I did it with this and the comments came up on this. Well, then I had put the SIM card into this phone this morning, because I'm going to take this one with me. And all of a sudden, it's like bing, 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 bing. All these, you know, all these past emails from comments come in, at least 4 for each video. And they're going to do that on every machine that I start. I'm going to get those comments. So you're talking, you know, like 30 or 40 times I have to deal with these same comments. And in that shuffle, it's very easy, you know, because then when I start this one, I have to delete all them. But it's also very easy to miss a comment that way. You know, so something can get by me without me knowing it. So it's just so much simpler to not have comments on, because they're seldom of any use to anybody, really. It's people just, you know, it's either a pat on the back or a poke in the eye. I don't need either. So I like to leave them off. I mean, sometimes, like there's a video coming up I'll be doing that I will leave comments open on. But for the most part, it really isn't worth doing. And like I say, I get swamped with these comments. It's just too much to handle, especially since I'm juggling different devices all the time. Because it's actually humorous. I mean, sometimes like I put the SIM card in this last night, and then all of a sudden I'm, you know, getting just a ton of emails that I got to delete. Okay, another thing I was going to mention. This is the time of year to buy winter stuff. You know, in spring when they're cleaning it out. I got 8 pair of these. These are the Wigwam 40 below socks that I really like. Well, they were on sale at like $7. Well, that's like a third of the price, or even less than what they normally are. So, buy stuff off season. You know, now is the time to be buying this kind of thing. I mean, winter's going to come again. I mean, I tend to wear wool socks all summer too, but this is the time of year to keep your eyes open and buy the stuff that you'll know you need in the future. You know, like you buy water skis in winter, you buy snow skis in summer. It's just, that's where you get your deals. But, like I say, this phone has always been, it's a very poor battery. It's got a slightly bigger screen. They do the same features, like it'll mirror cast to a television. You know, it'll do all that stuff. They both will. This one has just got horrible battery life, and it cannot handle any cold. Like, I'm actually surprised that it's still on now. Usually, if it gets out of my pocket for the length of time, the battery will quick go to zero and it'll just shut off. Well, like I say, this one doesn't care, and it'll hold battery for days. That's why that one happened to be with me. But phones are, you know, you never count your life on them. But I always like to have, like I said, I've got the one SIM card, but I can move it from the different devices. And as long as I don't lose the phone, if I should break the phone and the phone should quit working, I can just pull the SIM card out and put it in the other one. It's something I should go into sometime, is the whole thing about these SIM cards, because now everything has got them, like all your debit cards and things now come, you know, they all have the chip in them, which is actually just that little nano SIM card built into the card. You know, I'm playing with them. It's something I don't understand. If I don't really understand it, I delve into it. So I'm kind of in the process of delving into that. But these little Lenovo, it's a Tab 4-8 Plus. Actually, rather excellent little tablet. See, there again, I don't deal with Apple stuff. I never have. I used to work on computers a lot, on the IBM compatible stuff. And I've actually got a pile of the old Macs and stuff laying around. But I never, to me, Apple wasn't intuitive, so I never played with them. I didn't care for them. I used to give a lot of them to a guy who was into Apple stuff. But to me, they've always been overrated, overpriced, so I stay with, well, the IBM compatible. But like I say, like of these two laptops, this one is running Windows 10. See, I wasn't fighting with Windows. I don't particularly care for it. This is, what is it, 7 Pro or something? A basic. I used to like XP. I used to like 98. But that Windows 10 is about a useless thing. But it's the only operating system that'll do certain things. So I leave that on there. But most of the editing I do, if I'm going to edit, it's done on this. I have big desktop computers, but those are what you would call air-gapped. I don't go online with them at all. It's just better that way. That was another thing I was going to mention. This, I thought this was humorous. You know, in the world, everybody is concerned about security, which is crazy if you're running, you know. On this, you know, there is no security, so to speak. If you're going online, that stuff is going out there, and, you know, the people you really don't want to have your information are getting it anyway. But this particular device, in the name of security, they put this is a fingerprint reader. And in theory, to turn this on, you can scan it it'll scan your fingertip. Well, I tell you, my fingertips prints are wore so smooth, it will not actually even pick it up. So I end up using a different method to boot it, where you have to do a pattern thing. But you know, I say the world of security is a false security. You know, if you really want to be secure, you do like I say with my other ones, where I don't actually even have them ever online. You know, this crap all goes online. These, I've been impressed with this, but what it is, like I say, this is like a really poor phone, but a really kind of excellent little computer. This is like no phone, but a really, really good computer. I've never done videos with it. I don't know. The cameras aren't, you know, that impressive, though. It seems to have a good clear picture, so maybe I'll try it sometime. But anyway, that's the whole dilemma with devices and the comments and all of that. But, ooh, I am well socked.